The Dachshund is one of the most recognized dogs in the world and one of the most consistently underestimated. That long body and those short legs have made it an icon, but the image tends to obscure what the breed actually is: a hunter, bred for centuries to pursue prey underground, alone in the dark. The appearance invites one set of expectations. The dog delivers another. These 6 questions are an attempt to close that gap. Where does the Dachshund come from, and does it matter today? It matters more than most people realize. The Dachshund was developed in Germany over several centuries to enter the underground dens of badgers, follow them into narrow tunnels, and confront them there. The name says it plainly: Dachs is badger, Hund is dog. Every physical feature the breed carries was shaped by that mission. The long body to navigate tight spaces, the deep chest for stamina, the short, powerful legs to dig, the broad paws, the loose skin that allowed the dog to move and turn freely without injury. This is not distant history. The instincts that made the Dachshund effective in those tunnels, the prey drive, the independence, the refusal to give up, are still present in the breed today. What does a Dachshund really like to live with? The word that comes closest is intensity. Dachshunds are not passive presences in a home. They have strong preferences about routines, about strangers, about where they sleep and when they eat. That stubbornness is real, but it is the independence of a breed designed to make its own decisions underground, without instruction, in the middle of a hunt. Training works best when the owner earns the dog's cooperation rather than simply expects it. A Dachshund that understands what is asked of it responds well. One that doesn't see the point tends to ignore the request entirely. Alongside that independence is a loyalty that runs genuinely deep. The same dog that refuses a command in the garden will track your movements through the house all evening and settle as close to you as possible by the end of the night. Barking is part of the picture too. Dachshunds are naturally vocal, bred to signal, to alert, to announce. Without early guidance, it becomes a habit, and habits in this breed are harder to break than they are to prevent. Does the Dachshund's small size make it an easy dog to own? Not at all, and that gap between expectation and reality is where most problems begin. Because the Dachshund is small, people frequently treat it as simpler than it is, carrying it when it should walk, overlooking behaviors they would correct in a larger dog. The consequences accumulate quietly: an anxious dog, or an entitled one, or both. It is also worth understanding the difference between standard and miniature Dachshunds. The miniature, typically under 11 pounds, tends to be somewhat more delicate physically and can be more prone to nervousness if not properly socialized. The standard is generally sturdier and often a little more settled in temperament. Neither is the better dog, but they are not identical. One more thing that catches people off guard: coat color matters more than people realize in one specific case. Double dapple Dachshunds, produced when 2 dapple pattern dogs are bred together, are at significant risk for congenital eye abnormalities including blindness and congenital deafness. Responsible breeders avoid producing them. If you are acquiring a dapple Dachshund, confirm from the breeder that both parents were not dapple. What should a prospective owner know about the Dachshund's health? The spine is the central concern. The long back and short legs place unusual stress on the intervertebral discs. When those discs deteriorate or rupture, a condition known as intervertebral disc disease, or IVDD, the consequences range from pain and limited movement to, in serious cases, paralysis. This is not a rare risk. Some studies estimate that roughly 1 in 5 Dachshunds may experience clinically significant IVDD signs during their lifetime. It is the single most important health issue for any Dachshund owner to understand. Weight management is directly tied to spinal health. Every extra pound adds strain. So does repeated jumping on and off furniture, something many owners allow casually without understanding the cumulative effect. Ramps or steps at every piece of furniture the dog uses are not optional for this breed, they are foundational. Beyond the spine, dental problems are common in smaller breeds. Eye conditions appear in some lines, particularly in dapple pattern dogs. With attentive care, the Dachshund is long-lived. A lifespan of 12 to 16 years is realistic. Which Dachshund coat type is right for you? It is a more meaningful question than it first appears, because coat type and character are not entirely separate. The smooth Dachshund is the most familiar: short, close, easy to maintain. The long-haired variety is softer in appearance, and many owners describe it as somewhat gentler in temperament. The wire-haired, rougher-coated, often with a distinctive beard, tends to carry an extra layer of energy and mischief. If the smooth is the classic, the wire-haired is the eccentric. What does a dachshund need day to day? Less than people assume in some areas, more in others. Exercise is necessary but moderate. A daily walk and opportunities to move freely are enough for most dachshunds. What they should not do is jump on and off couches or beds repeatedly, climb stairs excessively, or be carried everywhere as a substitute for movement. The spine benefits from a body that is active and lean. Feeding deserves more attention than many owners realize. Dachshunds are highly food-motivated and gain weight easily, especially miniatures. Careful portion control matters from early on, and given the direct link between weight and spinal health, it becomes one of the most consequential habits an owner can build. Grooming varies by coat type but is never negligible. Smooth dachshunds ask very little, occasional brushing, and the usual basics. Long-haired coats require more consistent attention, especially around the ears and chest where tangles form easily. Wire-haired coats benefit from periodic trimming to stay in good condition. In all three cases, regular nail trimming and dental care matter, often overlooked until they become serious. Training requires patience and consistency, but the investment pays off clearly. A dachshund that has been guided early is a genuinely manageable companion. One that hasn't can be surprisingly demanding for a dog of its size. People see the shape and expect something simple. What they find is a dog with genuine history in its character, a loyalty that runs deeper than its size suggests, and a personality that rewards owners who take it seriously. Understand the instincts behind the breed, and everything else starts to make sense. Nothing like what you assumed, and more than you expected. If you enjoy learning about dog breeds like this one, subscribe to Pet Pals for more thoughtful guides and breed profiles.